Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we've got something in that's actually excited me quite a bit. I said we've got some gold coming now. I didn't actually mean gold, sound kind of silver but gold. No, right, we've got something really cool going on today. It may or may not be in the title, if not, map switching. People have been asking us to do this for a long time. It is something we've been able to do for a very long time, but anyway, for whatever reasons, people keep asking, here it is. But most interestingly, something that interests me a massive amount as a dyno operator, proving things. So this came to us. Let's have a look at the date. I've got the graph just here. So this came to us on the 4th of January this year, and it came in for some mapping, and it actually made 209 horsepower and 476 Newton meters, so quite strong. This has a GTB450 turbo. Wet. Just washed it, it was muddy. So yep, has the Alive tuning GTB450 turbo. But you may be wondering, why did Stu say he's excited? Well, shortly after being tuned, I had a head gasket issue. Okay, so head gasket was replaced, but the head was skimmed. Okay, and some of you may or may not know that skimming a Td5 cylinder head can often really harm the performance on one of these, even if you compensate with a thicker gasket. So this one's had only 4 thou taken off the head. So we've got the power graphs from before. We've got a curve. We've got a baseline for what it made before. Simply, what I'm going to do this morning, one of the first things is the mapping is left exactly as it was before. We're going to do a power test, and we'll see if we can make exactly the same curves as this. So pretty cool, hey? I know you all want to see it. I know some of you might not understand or be aware of the whole do not skim a Td5 cylinder head kind of thing. But yeah, right, let's see if we can prove something today. Right, I'm going to say it. Drop a comment below now if you think this is going to make any different power before or after having this cylinder head skimmed. Put them in the comments. I'll be looking. Right then, so I guess it's time to do some diagnostics. What's this? A live power flash. Yeah. No doubt you've all seen this. We'll show you how we use it as well today. Right. USB never goes in right first time, does it? Okay. Get you plugged in. It lights up red. Lovely. The Alive power flash. Right, let's show you what's what. Try not to get a reflection on there. There we go. That's my car in the background as well. Right. Woo, boom. Right. Better for my eyesight that. So, right, keys, ignition. Right, okay, so let's put a little bit of temperature into this one and see what happens. So it's the customer's word that this one feels a bit down on power since having the head skimmed, the head gasket changed, and etc. There are many myths out there, and in most cases I've seen myself that skimmed heads, if you skim them too much, you ruin the power and performance. These things just don't rev out. They just have a massive reduced amount of performance from power and torque as well. Throttle response is usually really numb. So yeah, it is a thing. And today, I guess for the customer and also for you guys on YouTube as well, I hope you have put in the comments whether you think this will be make a difference on the dyno as well with power or not. Just get things going. Annoyingly, why is the traction control doing weird stuff? Go again, the brakes are off the dyno. Alright. Traction control's kicking in. Hold that thought. Right, okay, so yeah, pulled the fuse. I think we had to do that last time on the dyno. I think there's an issue with, I don't know what, don't normally have a problem with disco on the dyno with traction control kicking in. Felt quite scary. It was dabbing on the brakes a little bit and pulling the car from one side to the other. Not ideal. So yeah, Will's just reminded me we had to do that last time. I don't know if you can actually hear it, but the tyres are really noisy on this one. Not too much vibration, but an awful lot of noise. Right, so we'll just start setting up the dyno now, and we'll set up things like load, 100% load, and then the vehicle speed, which we start the actual pull, so 50% speed, exactly the same as last time, and on the vehicle data, diesel, turbo, manual, 4-wheel drive. I don't think we need, the last vehicle was on a 400 horsepower scale, so I don't think we need that. Put it back down to 200. And the input, the rotating inertia, we'll leave that exactly where it was at 60, and we'll now sync the wheel speed to the dyno as well. So in 4th gear now. Stop. I don't know what that was. Crikey. I don't know. Yeah, I think so. What do they say? Vlog everything. Okay, we'll keep going. Well, oh, the fucking buttons. Well, I don't think it was the ABS. What have you just pulled now?
Another ABS.
Another ABS. Okay. Right. Yeah. What? Did we show that? Yeah. Go on. I might have just done a little bit of a. I don't know. No, I'm not going to say that on YouTube. What happened then? What happened then was the vehicle really started slowing down very quickly. Now we do have, obviously, we've seen. You see it, 3 amigos. Handbrake is off, for what it's worth. But the dyno just, either the dyno just slowed the car down or the car just slowed itself down. Scary. And that, for many reasons, why we don't allow, and my phone's ringing, is why we don't allow customers in the dyno cell. It is such a dangerous environment. Done it again. I don't know what that is. I'll figure it out. I'll be back. Put it back on. Still trying to figure it out. We'll just see if there's any more fuses or anything we can pull, but
that's every fuse out.
That's every fuse out. Every fuse going, right. Yeah, that's real scary stuff, that, when that happens. And yeah, it's not ideal, I guess. Phone on silent because it was ringing then, and hopefully it wouldn't spoil it. Sonic the Hedgehog ringtone. Love Sonic. Right. Right, we're ready for our first pull. Power flash logging nicely. Let's just bring up in the background that power graph that we're trying to chase. So, right, there we go. That was a long pull. Yeah, it's making less power. Well, it's showing less power at the wheels at least. Wow. It's hitting the boost target. So, oh yes. Right. Let's just jump out and have a little look, see what's going on. Oh yeah. There's actually quite a big difference there. Made 209 horsepower before, so 199, and we've got a really weird torque curve there. And yeah, things are not the same. So I guess that proves that. We'll do a few more runs just to back that up. But yeah, it's definitely looking like there's some differences going on there. Still 460 newtons, still a good amount of torque. But yeah, 10 horsepower. And was it 475? 470 something newton meters? Yeah. Let's do another run, a couple more runs just to back it up, get some more data. Right then, let's just jump back in the car. Will's very kindly holding the camera there for me. So in the background, yeah, again, this is the original run. This is not the run that I just did. This is another comparison. So you can see from the start it's lazy. It wants to make the same torque, but it just can't. And then it's just way down all the way through the pole. We're making 2.7 bar, 2.65 bar. So it's hitting the target. Yeah, so just looking at the injected fuel quantity as well, it's something you can see on the power flash. It's looking like it's giving the correct amount of fueling as well. But yeah, that's way down. Yeah, I'll just iron out this little bit here. What we do is use the drag wizard. It's just there. We just had a little wobble at the when I lifted off and went into neutral there to coast down, but yeah, it was way off. That's a huge amount of torque. The owner of this one said he can really feel it, and well, yeah, if it looks like a duck and it walks like a duck, it really is, isn't it? So, where's that point there we're just looking at? So yeah, well, what was once 454 Newton meters now is 410. So such a massive amount. And then what we're looking at horsepower wise, I think we said it's about 10. So yeah, 8. But yeah, it's strange how it can make the power and torque pretty much. Well, there's a little bit of difference, but not a lot compared to. I mean, it's happy here, but it's not happy anywhere else. So I think we have to have a word with the customer. I think rumour has it he wants to go with an AMC cylinder head. Declare war against this one, and whether that's the end of the vlog or not, I don't know at this point. Maybe I'll catch up with you in a moment. Right, so rather than just declaring war against this cylinder head at this point, let's give it a bit of credit, okay? Let's not just let's not just do that. What we're going to do, because the vehicle's had a cylinder head gasket replacement, we're going to make sure the injectors are coded in the correct order. We're going to make sure that cam timing's correct. I've just suggested as well that we smoke test the intake, make sure there's no boost leaks. It was making the target boost pressure, but we're just going to check all of those bits before we start doubting any of that cylinder head. So yeah, let's just do that. Right, I just overheard something in the workshop. Well, did you just say the last time I brewed up was last year? No, it wasn't. I made a brew yesterday. Bugger. Honestly, working with these idiots. Will. Of course, I have to show mine in every video as well. We cleaned the roof. The carbon roof, we cleaned it. And yes, we have a power steering column in the car now that works.
Oh, I think they're nearly a month across the beach.
What are you saying, Will?
These glow plugs falling off and melt to the side of the manifold where it's shorted.
Lovely. Check those bump gaps as well.
Yeah.
It's been black in there at some point, hasn't it? Really dark. The oil, it's had a flush clearly, but those the rollers all look okay, don't they?
Yeah.
I often see those really badly scored. Some, I think we've seen some that look like a 50p piece before. Right. Okay. So yeah, Will's just pointed out that the wrong sort of gasket sealant has been used on the cylinder head there. So is it Holomar? Yeah, that's how you pronounce it, yeah. That's the
it's like a yellowy kind of stuff that you roller on. We've got a vlog, either it's already been out or it's coming out, and you see myself working on a cylinder head, and you'll see that gasket sealant that we use there, but that just looks like some sort of black RTV, and it's not the right stuff. It doesn't seal very well, and there's also, because of the type of silicone that it is, if you get a bit of that in something that you don't want it in, then you can have a problem. Tell me what's in number 1. What's in 2? Yeah, that's wrong. Yeah. Yeah. 3. Okay, right. Thought I was filming, wasn't filming. Long and short of that is the injector coding was all wrong, and we've put them all in the right order. That's not going to fix that kind of power. That will not give you that power back, but compensation values are now correct. We're going to go ahead and we're going to check the cam timing, aren't we, Will? We're going to check the cam timing, make sure it's spot on. Wrong end, mate. There we go. And then that just spins straight off. Whee. What's this? We've all seen this before. Never featured on the channel. However, I wonder what we're doing with this one next. Sat on the ramp. Well, sat in the bay. Got a rather large product ordered for this. Yeah. I bet you can really hear that with a microphone. So yeah, not to rip on this job too much, but at least we know it's had an oil change. We've found the sump washer. Not sure what that's from. I recognise that, I can't think where that's from. Anyway, yeah. All sat on the scuttle. So yeah, at least we know it's had an oil change. Doing there, Will? Yeah, so Will's just said the bolt and the bell housing that you use for locking off the crank has never been out. So this, when did this have a gasket? Last week? Week before? Yeah. Timing's bang on there. Yeah. We spot on at the top. Yeah. Yeah, all right, at least we know that's okay. So, I mean, it was making boost target, but let's smoke test it, just make sure there's no boost leaks. So Will's just gone through and checked the bump gap clearances as well, and they're all absolutely spot on. So no problems there, no problems with the cam timing. And now it's, we're just going to smoke test the intake. We'll show what that is and explain what it's all about. Right, so what this little gadget is a smoke machine, and if you've already seen one, I'm sorry if I'm going to explain what it is, but if you haven't, what we do is we fill it with compressed air, and we put 2 bar of pressure in it, and we pop this, join this in where where your intake track starts, and if there's a boost leak or a split hose or a split intercooler, it'll show it, because it is essentially, for the want of a better way describing it, it's a giant pressurised vape machine, and it's just such a fantastic piece of equipment. We can use it for, well, I've used it to check cylinder head gaskets before when they've breached from one pot to the next. Used it for ensuring that valves are closed on cylinder heads when doing walnut blasting. So yeah, media blasting, carbon cleaning on the minis that we do as well. So used it to check leaks in exhausts as well. So very handy little piece of equipment. We've had this, God, 8 years or something like that. Use it so much. Brilliant.
What the hell?
That's not holding pressure, Will.
No.
Okay. Yeah. So just put a blank in there for the moment. and we're going to do another run. So very strange. God praise the the smoke machine, eh? So I was actually going to smoke this from this pipe here, and Will says, "Nah, do it from the MAF." And I said, "No, well, if you do it from the MAF, you have to block off the breather and da da da." We wouldn't have seen it if we'd done that. So nice one, Willie. So right, we'll have a little tidy up. Got a few tools out, and we'll see if that makes any difference. But what I was saying is, I'm just wondering if the turbo was lazy to spool up, and it made the pressure, and then it just couldn't hold it. We'll see. We'll find out soon. Won't be long. Right. Let's put some temperature in here. Right, so there's two graphs on the screen now. One of them is what this made on the 4th of January, and the other graph, the lower figure, is actually what that made this morning. So we've fixed a little boost leak, which we found on the smoke machine, thankfully, and we're going to see where it's at. Might not be the cylinder head after all. I guess this is what testing and proving things is all about. No improvement. No. Oh well. Maybe it is just a cylinder head. Just a little wobble there, just iron that out. And where are we? Yeah, exactly where we started, 199. So yeah, no difference. A small change here, just the difference between a run or two. So yeah. So just going to check the condition of the turbo as well now. Just make sure the blades look all right, the bearing looks good. It is making the requested boost pressure, but we're down on power somewhere. And before we go and the camera to focus in there, I don't think I can. Does it feel good? I bet that's warm, Will.
Yeah, it's hot.
Yeah. Feel good?
Never in and out.
No. No in or out and no side to side?
Tiny bit.
Tiny bit. There has to be a tiny bit of side to side. Being a journal bearing, needs to be a bit of room for the oil to flow through, so. So yeah, just checking out the air filter, just lifted that, checking pipe work. We're going to do a run. And with an air filter bypass, just in case like the air intake sucked in a leaf or, I don't know, an animal. Or a small person. Martin says small person, yes. Yes, Martin. Martin will be featured, Martin and Will. These are the two chaps that will be featured on the channel. They're going to be infamous for, I don't know.
We'll be the ones you see in a few weeks crashing a Freelander through a woodland.
That's it, yeah. These are the boys that's racing the Freelander. And the Freelander Trophy, I've been calling it a challenge. I've been told off, it's Freelander Trophy. So yeah, them two. So get used to their faces. There's going to be a lot of that. Going to be a lot of these two on YouTube coming up real soon. I can't wait to see these guys go racing. It's going to be good fun. Racing, bimbling along. I don't know. I know Martin's going to give it full send. He's been saying all along, "Oh no, it's the first season. It's blah blah blah." No, him. If you've ever been on a road test with him, you'll know. If you've ever been on a road test in hour 90 with Martin, you will know he will drive that thing. Okay, so yeah, no pressure, mate. Right then, folks. So this is a run with essentially an airbox bypass, just in case there's anything blocking any of the intake tract. There might be, might not be, and I've left my glasses. I can't see. Right, okay. Let's see what it does. Repeat. Got enough temperature in the engine, so let's go. Oh, you hear the turbo? Some people might like that. Yeah, that didn't make very good performance. I'll just save this one. I'll jump out and I'll show that. Just bear with me, folks, for a second. So, I wonder how many of you right now are thinking that you know, airbox delete, less restriction might make more power. Pop it in the comments again. So, just gonna remove the curve. So what you will see, I'll grab the camera in a moment. You will see the difference between the two runs from today. So, there it goes. So there is a bit of difference at the top end here. Prefer to have the airbox out, fully connected, and the torque as well. Right, so literally only moments between these two runs, we've put the airbox back together. And what I will load in the background only, if I can do that, is the run we've just done. So, these are the things that enthuse me. Wow, would you believe it? It prefers to have the airbox fully connected as intended. I think we're going to be around that 199 horsepower mark again. How many are right or wrong in the comments on that one, eh? So yeah, seen it before, putting cone filters on certain builds, certain specs of vehicles, doesn't always work. So 199.9. Again, I'll just save that. I'll jump out and show the results. Interesting on that. Very interesting. So switch this off. Right, so if you'll quieten down please, that'd be lovely, thank you. Right, right, yeah, so back to 199. It was 195 with the lid of the airbox off essentially. Still using the MAF on both runs, and torque comes in much sooner with what is essentially the airbox fully fitted. So the run that we did without the airbox, it was just removed from here. The MAF was stood up on top there, so yeah, definitely interested in that. I think at this point, I think me and Will will have a conversation about what we want to do. Maybe get the customer involved and let them know what we're finding. We'll go from there. Right then folks, yeah, we've no doubt you've just seen us reflashing the ECU with map switching. So the ECU now has 2 available maps on it. We're just going to power test and just show the difference between the two. There's not a massive amount of difference between the 2 maps on this, they're both quite strong. And yeah, just for that day when you want a little bit less than full power. So I know some people say, well, you can use your right foot, but I don't know. For example, if someone else, maybe your partner, maybe a member of the family, maybe you've got a youngster that you share the vehicle with, and you don't want them to have full power. I guess they could just press the button, but you could hide the button on the dashboard. So yeah, I'm just putting some temperature into this. You can see, still quite cold. Bring the engine speed up a little bit more. Just prepare the dyno for another run. What we want in the background is the previous run as well. Really enjoying using this Alive power flash. Pretty cool. Do an awful lot with it. Maybe you have or you haven't seen the other videos that we've got out there on this. We're going to be covering it extensively, of course. You can do all sorts with it. Should we say you can do everything you can with it that you can with a Nanocom and more? I think so. It does show some extra data that a Nanocom doesn't show. Some important, very important stuff. Injected fuel quantity for one. Bit wobbly on the tyres, big tyres. I'm not a huge fan of running big tyres on the dyno. I think I've explained that recently as well. Right then, so just save this run. So button out. Let's repeat with the button pressed. Just using the hill descent button essentially for that. Switching. Temptation to hit the button mid-run. Yeah, difference between the two maps on the dyno is clear. Show that it is clear, not a massive amount. Just drop the window. You see the difference between the two there. Very visible. So I'll save that. And I zoom out. No. Touch screen, not touch screen. It's one of those. Right. So save this. Button in on the notes. And then repeat. I'm going to hit the button 2,500 RPM mid-run. Just watching the revs now. So it works on the go. Sounds good. So what we made, 202 on the button pressed. So it does make the moment you press the button, it does, power does change on the fly. So as you're driving along, I don't know, maybe you're maybe for example you're in low power mode or whatever power mode and you want to change it, pass a car, press the button. It's pretty cool. So save that. Button press 2500. Typo 2500. Right. Right, so not a huge difference between those two maps as per customer's request. What you can just see, the difference between the two there, around 10 horsepower at the top there. And that is a live map switching. Yes, we can have huge variance in performance, but for this one, customer requested, I want it strong on both accounts, but a little bit more on one. than the other. So yeah, that's that. We're going to be seeing this one, we've touched base with the customer, we're going to be seeing this one back with an AMC cylinder head. So we'll leave the mapping exactly as it is, and at some point, so there will be a part 2 on this one. I can't wait to see it on the AMC head. Obviously it won't have been skimmed, and so I believe that this will be back up to around sort of 210 horsepower, and it will find some more torque as well. So we made 447 Newton meters just then. So I think, yeah, with the AMC head, we're going to find some more power and torque for sure, just by bolting it on, no mapping. But then hopefully you've enjoyed this one. Perhaps something that enthused me quite a lot, finding out and proving and testing the difference between a cylinder head that's been skimmed and not been skimmed. For those that are wanting to know how much it was skimmed by, it was 4 thou. So not an awful lot, but obviously 4 thou is enough to make a difference there. So yeah, don't skim your heads. Right, we'll see this one back in the future, in the near future, with an AMC head. We'll test it, we'll do exactly what we did here today. So yeah, well, thanks a lot for watching. Hopefully you've commented on what you thought it would make partly way through the video, not waited till the end. But yeah, see you on the next one. And like I say, we've got some awesome stuff coming to you real soon. So see you on the next one. I'm Stu, this is Alive. Bye. Right then, and we thought the video was over. It's not. I've just had a conversation with the owner, and not to rip on him too hard. I don't want to be, I don't want to be that guy, but just going through, explaining what we've actually done today, gone through the process of the video, no doubt what you've actually seen. Now, I had a couple of questions. The customer basically says, do you think it's the head? At this stage, yeah, I kind of do, but I had a few questions first. And my questions were, when you remove the cylinder head, it turns out the owner of the vehicle had done the work himself. My question was, when you lift the cylinder head, did you lay it down on the surface of the cylinder head? The answer to that was yes, but on a load of towels. Now, it might be okay at that, it might not. The injector tips, the nozzles actually protrude through out the cylinder head so you could potentially, with the weight of the cylinder head resting on the injector, you could potentially deform, damage, cause an issue with the way that the injector potentially can spray its fuel and thus perform less like it is doing. Now, I also asked, did you clean the injector tip yourself? Did you, by any chance, have you put a rag on the end of the tip and sort of wiped the end or anything like that? You know, or is there anything you've done to the injector that might actually reduce performance? The answer was yes, I've had the tips all over a wire wheel. Oh my God, on a wire wheel. So at the moment, I think we're going down the route of testing with another set of injectors. So, well, again, that is the end of the video now. I've done so many ends of this video. We'll see you in part 2. Next time, bye-bye. Okay, and last but not least, when you thought you'd ended, what did it leave on the dyno? Just for fun. Not a lot. Not a bad one. See you next time.